Story number 3, we're talking about women, and this is going to lead us to the discussion that we're having this morning. Women to have a place to navigate development in the maritime sector. Now, yesterday we marked Maritime Day, and the theme for this particular year is involving women, creating space for women to contribute in the maritime sector. And this comes at a very good time where they had already created time as a country, Kenya. We have created time for women from the parliament, even in the maritime sector. And it begs the question, are we ready to do this as women? We've been looked down upon for a very long time, and things have changed now. That will lead us to a discussion about gender roles and stereotypes. And with me this morning are two amazing humans. One you have seen I think I met him for the first time on the show last week on Friday. That's Benjamin Zulu. Karibu sana to the show. And of course, we have Grace Karibu Kwenye show, a family and marriage therapist. Well, we were talking about gender roles. This has happened, and the globe has identified that it's important to incorporate women in the maritime sector. Yeah. And for the longest time, I don't think women were opened up to that particular sector. It was a man thing. It's the water, it's the waves, it's underwater, it's dangerous. So it's man. But then this time, they have taken time to acknowledge that women have something to contribute. It may not be muscles, but then it may not be that, but then there's so much more that women can do. Looking at where we've come from as a country to where we are at now, I'd say this is the right time for this. Maybe it should have happened a few years ago, but it's at the right time. Are we ready to take it and embrace it?
Now that the two of you are here.
I knew, for some weird reason, Benjamin, I knew you were going to pull that. Did you see that, Grace? I did. It was coming. I did.
A joke has crossed my mind about money when we are talking about this.
Yes.
Somebody said it was just on a light note that at the only exercise I've done this month is running out of money.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
People say money talks, but mine only waves goodbye. So, talking about women and maritime, I think when we started the time back there, the societies were very patriarchal.
Yes.
You might remember in Kenya, we are coming from, there's one community that is already matriarchal now, is the women. Women are accepted to lead so far. But others, we are still coming there. So I think, really, the human society at large is just waking up to what was long overdue.
It's true.
When if you wanted something done, does it matter whether it was done by female or male? You just wanted to purchase what you needed. You wanted the services done. If you're drowning in water, you want anybody to rescue you. You know?
You don't choose. It has to be a man, yo.
So the principles, no, if you have to be a man, drown then.
It's true.
So I think the principles that have been holding women back were coming from bias. We should just look at abilities. And we should stop competing and actually really compliment. But umeuliza swali la maana ningetaka munisaidie kulijibu. Muko tayari?
Grace, please, my answer. Unajua jibu yangu, si ndio?
Of course we are ready.
Can we give this lady costume na tukutume kwa ocean?
Maybe not me, but, but of course we are ready. Because even as we talk about gender roles, if a man feels that he wants, like now, we have nurses who are men. But in our society in Kenya, we still think that's weak. You know, so we have these stereotypes where the gender roles are either if you do something that is traditionally done by women, then you are a weak man.
And Grace, you've reminded me, there are many women who say they prefer a male nurse.
Of course.
And then say they go to salon, and if they find a guy who to attend them, they're happier. He's kinder to them. He's more soft to them. Unajua it could be a lady, weka kichwa vizuri. Unajifanya hapa.
If that was the case, we wouldn't have all these ladies over the years.
No, it's because they have grown with the hair. I've not grown. How much hair do I have to practice?
Zero.
So perhaps it's more ladies who are attending salon because they grow with it. So I was supporting her point that some of the biases are unfounded.
Yes, of course they are. Because when you think about it, we do need to grow into what the society society has become.
Yeah.
So, we have women who are architects. We never used to hear that.
Yeah.
And even if they were there, people would think, what can she do?
Did you see that lady was operating the excavator?
Yes.
Yes.
I
in the
mean, look,
construction.
I was very surprised a few years ago watching women build the road Nanyuki to somewhere in Nyeri.
Yeah.
They were building, and I found a lot of ladies doing the
stones.
The roads.
I
And then
first-
I met people who are telling me that for 3 years I've been working on doing constructions on the roads, and women are doing things that men used to be, that it was a man job. So it's time for us to kind of change our mindset about these stereotypes. But then we need to change not just the mindset, but also we need to change how we see the roles, the gender roles. We do need to do when it comes to the home front.
When you talk about that, what factors influence that? What factors influence the gender roles in our society? And the way
You have
we
just
see them?
what factors influence? Niliona bus ya USIU ikiendeshwa na lady driver, and I found that very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And I also heard them talking about Ubers that
Yes.
are driven by
Yes.
women,
Yes.
so that we can trust our children with
Yes.
women, with mother figures, so to speak,
Yes.
to drop them to school and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want that kind of balance. Now you asked what factors, but I think the biggest factor here is what you have said: the beliefs that we have bought. Not just the beliefs, but have you agreed to it? The first person to attempt to circumnavigate around the earth was a woman. She flew an aeroplane attempting to finish across the equator.
Yes.
And she didn't quite succeed at the end of it. They got lost somewhere, her and her navigator. But people say she wouldn't regret, even if you found her now.
It's true.
She attempted and she made a way. That time women were not pilots.
No.
I want to encourage us and say the factors that hold us back.
Yes,
And remember this,
belief
I've always told people this: set a high price for yourself, because the world will bargain you now downwards.
It's true.
The thing you say, I believe, you tend to tell us there must be a reason you believe so. Have you ever had a person who was so attractive before you talk to them? You found they're so they're handsome. Oh, it's a lady so beautiful. And then kule high school nimetaki ni vizuri na nimeprepare to mistari. Na nimecontrol adrenaline. Niende niongeleshe mwikali pale. Unsimunjui lakini naona anakaa, and Kamba girls sometimes can look nice. Just kubali leo peke
They
yake.
are beautiful. They are.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Nimejitayarisha. After finding she's so attractive, then I start the conversation. I realized I had overestimated her.
Yeah.
Yeye hajiamini kile kiwango nilimwamini. Anashusha. Her belief forces me to edit vile namuona. Ama mtu fulani kuna watu wako average, huwezi kuwa notice. Watu wamekaa kwa crowd, there is nothing outstanding about them. But then accidentally you fall into a conversation.
Yes.
And then there's something in there.
They force you to think otherwise. You realize that beliefs are so big. What I'm emphasizing is this: your beliefs are invisible, but they are more powerful than your looks.
Exactly.
Than your gender.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, you do what you believe,
Yeah.
not what you aspire.
Yeah.
You can aspire to do something,
But
but
you
you
do
are
what you
going to
believe.
do what you believe, because we have these self-limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
I remember one time starting my career as a black. I started my career as a black woman who is doing marriage therapy in the U.S.
Okay.
And
Have
there
you
was
since
this.
changed?
No,
I hope they have.
Okay.
So
Like that black thing.
So there are a lot of stereotypes, and I remember this young lady, and we became very good client, professional kind of relationship. Great.
Ngoja, unasema
For
ulikuwa
years.
na kanzu wa wazungu?
No, let me finish the story. So, I have a point, what I want to say. So, what happened is that the moment she came into the parking lot and she saw me, and she said, "Oh, no, a black woman?" And she's black.
No.
And she came in, and within 5 minutes, she said, she's telling me this weeks later. She says, within 5 minutes, I knew that you were going to help me because you knew your stuff. Why did she do that? Because our race, we tend to believe down on ourselves. So if I come and I see that, because we have this thing that we need to change, that we don't want to work hard to be the best. No wonder we don't believe in ourselves.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, you can't make that.
Yes.
You can't take that stride. You
So
can't take that
we
leap of hope.
look for these shortcuts,
Yes.
and that's why the belief system continues to sustain itself, because we are not willing to put put the effort to be the best.
It's personal. I think it's individual. It starts from in
Yes.
here. And this conversation continues after this short. You see what I did?
I saw it. I saw
This
it.
conversation continues after this short commercial break. This is Full Circle, and I'm your host, Mikali. Keep it right here. Welcome back to Full Circle. I am Wikali and this is Viewpoint, and I have Benjamin and Grace in studio, but I have some SMSs here to read. Can we just do that?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Ian Hungi says, hello Mikali, say hi to our guests.
Hi.
We should stop stereotyping when it comes to gender. Anyone can do any task.
Yes.
We've seen most men in the salons, which earlier was believed to be feminine. We are evolving.
Na wanafanya kucha. So wanawadecorate, yes.
Yes, kabisa.
Best.
And they're very
Best
good.
job.
They're very good, eh?
Because unajua hata ile kuchora wanachoranga.
Yeah.
So they
And the touch feels better.
And the eyebrows.
and the eyebrows. So Baji Minor says, morning guys, I think gender should not restrain anyone from performing certain roles, especially not in this century. Shouldn't. You can keep your SMSs coming. That is 22999 on our SMS line. On Facebook, the page to look out for is Switch TV Kenya, and the same handle goes for Twitter, and on IG the handle is at Switch TV KE. Now I'm gonna take this conversation home.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it home.
We had taken it away.
Yeah. So, kwa nyumba, and I'm going to ask this on behalf of all the women out there or the couples
Have
out
you
there
read my mind?
who are struggling with this and probably are not here today, because back in the day, back,
Yes.
the woman would be left home and the husband would go hunting.
You have taken that back.
Nimeona nianzie huko. Alikuwa hunter and gatherer.
Yes.
And then the hunter,
No, the man was
the
the hunter, the woman was the gatherer.
Oh yes, that's true.
Okay.
Lakini anagather tu hapa.
Yes.
And he would protect the family. The
Yes.
men of the
Yes.
village, they would be out there protecting
Correct.
the family. But now those roles have changed in this way. The protecting and the caring of the family has been turned into monetary things. So kama haezi kukupigania kusimama na wewe, lakini akona kaching, then it's good, right? But who is supposed to pay the bills? Who is supposed? I know. I just went right there.
Yes.
Right now, where we are. Anona tuanze na Grace.
Now,
The boy child has been discriminated.
now I'm going to say,
Yes.
let me say traditionally.
Yes.
Traditionally, there are some things, even if hata tukifika wapi, some things will probably never change. And I'm talking about attitudes and beliefs, that there are some things that will probably stay the same. For instance, if I am walking down the street and I am with him and somebody is going to try to harm me, he will intuitively protect me.
Yes.
But I may not do that for him. I may go like, oh, but he will come and protect me. So there are some things that probably will not necessarily change that much. But this is my belief, and because I know there is a value that men get from that. When a man is providing for his family, when he is protecting his family, he feels good. So I usually say this. When couples are asking who should pay what bill,
Yes.
I usually say the home. A man provides a home for his family.
Yes.
It gives him pride and it helps him to feel good. Now, I know what everybody is thinking. They are thinking, what if he cannot
Yes.
afford
To
the
provide that
home
home.
that the wife is used to? So
Yes.
that's when now we say, talk about it. Talk about your specific. Create your own culture. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. Now let's come home and say, me, you, John, me and you. I make 100,000, you make 20,000. It doesn't make any sense to say you pay the
mortgage and
so
everything.
you can. The man needs to understand that he will feel something if he is not protecting and providing for his family. There will be an emotional and a psychological feeling. There will be a feeling there, but they need to be open enough for them to sit down and talk. And please don't do the whole thing of, because you can't afford it, let me pay for it. But there is no discussion about how do you feel about it.
Great. Do you want another question?
I wanted to add.
Go to alafu niulize kwa sababu niko na swali yako particularly.
Looks like an attack. You look like you're bracing up.
Just a little bit.
Number one, tunasema couples are unique just as the individuals who make them.
It's true.
So tuanzeni kwa kusema every couple has a right to determine their affairs as long as it works for them.
Yes.
They are sovereign entity, just like a sovereign country, and we should not interfere with what they're doing comfortably. So kama wameagree wakasema for now stay home, woman go earn money, and they're okay with that, we say we are not attacking you, we are saying that works for you, keep it up. If it's an agreement between the two of them. So couples are different, but we must say kuna wengine wanakaa nyumbani not out of agreement, but out of laziness, irresponsibility, ducking their responsibility. Those are the guys we are talking about today, how to avoid them, because they'll end up carrying the whole burden.
It's true.
You are ready with your question?
True. Yes, I am. Now, we have seen over the time that women are now earning more, they're more empowered, they are aggressive in their careers. Why I don't know why
I can feel it.
Zulu is
I can feel it.
very sad,
I can feel
but
it.
it's very sad. But yes, it is happening. Then when a man now agrees to this sovereign unit that they've created for themselves, and he says, "Mom, you go to work, I will be here." Then what happens to society? They come up with the tagline, "Umekaliwa chapati." What do you have to say about that?
Now, boy child,
I know.
Believe.
And this is not the women who will be telling the gentleman. No. It's your fellow guys.
It's within their mindset.
First of all, let's say this. There's something in a man that does not want always being given. Nisaidie pesa naenda nisaidie pesa.
But things have changed. Things have changed.
I'm talking about now the biology.
Yes.
The nature of a man.
Yes.
Unless you suck out his testosterone, something in him wants to be aggressive in front, doing something.
Yes.
And there are men who stay home, yes, to take care of the kids, take care of the home, while the wife has gone somewhere on a job mission.
Yes.
This is what I would say. If such was to happen in my marriage, myself, let it be only for a time. That arrangement was only for a time. But I must also be having money where I'm getting to go and have some time with my boys using my own money.
Now, it
is so bad. Okay. Wataniambia, but let's talk about self-confidence and self-esteem.
Okay.
If the man knows what he's doing and is okay with it, you must then not be pressured by your peers, because again, kila watu watakwambia, they will never stop talking.
Yes.
If you are also powerful, they say you are domineering. If you're down here, they will say you're umekaliwa. So sometimes, let's also, don't just listen to criticism. Look at the critic. Mwenye anakucorrect, mwenye anakukriticize, mwangalie yeye anatoka what kind of. Kama ni mtu akona chauvinistic, nilisikia discussion juzi. Hata I thought when you're saying we are going home, we should also mention, kazi pale nyumbani ni gani tunafanya on a day-to-day basis. Kuna jamaa anasema, siwezi osha nguo za, siwezi fanya kitchen. So nikamuuliza, I wanted to ask him the obvious question. If you say you can't cook for your wife or you can't do things, even when she's tired or she's busy or she's elsewhere, does she think she's married to a gentleman then? Is she married to her lover? Or she's treated like a servant, somebody lower. When we are friends, we help each other. We forget the roles. This is my definition where I am with my wife. We do roles according to availability and ability, not gender and power.
Absolutely.
Whoever is around and whoever can do it, do it.
Absolutely.
So whatever she's better at, I usually leave her to do it. For example, she determines the color of seats, whatever, because she's good there. I'm not good there. But I must go out there hunting for the men. The day she'll get money, I'm sure she'll also chip in. I told guys, you should get your woman money and empowered, because she's your helper. When a helper was money, you'll be helped with money. When you have a helper who is learned, you'll be helped with ideas. This thing, it will come back to you. And when you send out trust, you get back trust. But if you send out meanness, then
that is what you receive.
Now wanaume wanaongea vibaya when they are powerful. Soon they will grow old and sickly and needy and be in bed. Now ulisema, you can't do this for me. Ulisema, wewe sifua nguo zangu za ndani, hata zako zifulie.
It's true. We need to come to the end of this conversation. Final remarks from you, Grace. It's taken all your time.
Now, I will say this. For any relationship that is going to be successful in all areas, intimacy is important. And physical intimacy, financial intimacy, and emotional intimacy, those three, if you can be able to create those three in a way that you are able to talk, that I can talk to my husband and I can talk to him without fear. and I can tell him this is how I feel, and he can do that for me as well. We'll be good. There won't be such a big deal. I will get out of my house feeling that I'm coming out of my castle, you know, the guy, and I will be leaving that house feeling that I'm the queen of this home. The problem is we are not communicating. We live in our heads.
Yes.
So we make up these things, and the moment we are triggered, then everything comes out, and you are wondering,
yes,
where did
it come from? But thank you. First of all, the end.
Want to mention social media?
Social media. Okay.
Zulu Benjamin, Facebook, Zulu Benjamin.
All right.
Yes, and Grace Kariuki, middle dash Nderito on Facebook. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I wish we had the whole 2 hours. This conversation would not end. Asanteni sana. And this also brings us to you guys, because you need to think about it. What are you doing with your family? How do you treat your sister? And all of that. That matters a lot. To this commercial break, we'll be right back. Please enjoy this song as we finish this discussion. Welcome back to Full Circle. I'm your host, Mwikali, and this is a Furahi Day. I hope you guys are excited about today and the weekend, because you take time off and chill and spend time with your loved ones and have a good time generally. And like I said, the weekend starts here, and our quote of the day is, time plays a role in almost every decision, and some decisions define your attitude about time. I'll just take that again. Time plays a role in almost every decision, and some decisions define your attitude about time. Now, we've had so many quotes around time. Time waits for no man. So that is definitely some person who is lazing around, thinking that everything will just be here. It will wait for me. Time waits for no man. Time is a healer. So it gives you time to think about things and forgive. So slowly over time, you get to heal and forgive. Time, there's another thing about time, right? But when you think about it, the way you look at time, because clearly time is one of those things that will always be going on, but are you moving? Are the decisions that you're making in accordance to the times that we're in? So take your time seriously, because it's all you got. When it's gone, it's gone. So time plays a huge role in the decisions that we make. So make your decisions with the right attitude, because it also tells a lot about your attitude in the decisions that you make. Moving on to our first interview for this particular segment. Oh, before that, guys, you know we love you, right? We know we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. And that is why Aladdin has come in to give you a 90% discount if you're going to be shopping all their clothes and their groceries online. And this is strictly online. So you get a 90% discount if you go online and shop your clothes and your groceries. But if you're a Switch TV viewer, then you get an extra discount of 200 Kenya shillings. 200 bob, just like that, just because you watch Switch TV. But all you have to do is use the code SWH200. SWH200 for you to get that extra 200 bob discount if you are watching Switch TV. And whenever you order from them, it takes only 48 hours for you to get your deliveries to your doorstep. So what are you waiting for? Let's get shopping, guys. Aladdin is here for you, and we are here for you as well. All right, now getting into our conversation, this particular first conversation this hour, and it's art and culture. I'm talking about, I told you guys earlier, this particular year, theater has been thriving. It's been great. It's like a revolution. Guys are streaming in. And a few years back, guys were just looking at TV, and that was it. It was booming, maybe. But then the love for theater, for some weird reason, this year is on another high. And talking to us about that and a play that is coming in about a week, no, not this weekend, maybe the other weekend, October the 5th, I think, is Abu Sense of Too Early for Birds. Karibu sana kwenye studio.
Thank you very much.
Too Early for Birds. I've always had a question. I've had about you guys for a bit.
Yeah.
But Too Early for Birds, that's a quite interesting title.
Yeah.
Why that?
Oh, no. So this is usually my co-founder's answer.
Oh, and she's... Okay, well, I hope she gets here, but yeah.
However, Too Early for Birds came from Owa was blog. So he called it Too Late for Worms when he started writing about history and excerpts from Kenyan history. And while we were working on something to put on stage on theatre, we used Too Early for Birds as a working title, but it ended up sticking because of the nuances that it has. So too early for birds means the early bird catches the worm. But the early bird here symbolizes the oppressors, the forces that foster authority. So it's too early for them to get us, the worms, who are nourishing ourselves in the soils. And that's such a long answer, but just an excerpt of what we thought could work for the show. And it's based on history, so before the times when we were under colonial rule, under oppressive regimes and all that. So it symbolizes the early bird didn't catch any worm.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
it's a sad truth though. But when I've watched your shows, they're not your kawaida typical theater performances. It's not come sit down, laugh, leave. There's always something. Everybody leaves there having learned something.
Right.
Maybe you can take us through the story synopsis for this particular play that's coming up.
Okay, so I'll give you a brief history of Too Early for Birds. It started with us trying to get 5 stories and connecting them with one linear one. For the first edition, we talked about folks and unsung heroes from the 1920s all the way back to the 1800s. That included Otenyo Nyamaterere, a Kisii warrior. We talked about Chetambe Wars for the Bukusu. We had forts, 30 forts, the likes of Game of Thrones like forts, and we went on to be specific. So for our 3rd edition, we talked about violent crimes in Kenya. We talked about PD Shaw, the superintendent who was also a headmaster at Starehe Boys. And then we went on to talk about Daniel Seronei, the cop who gunned down violent criminals. Like, these people were just unchangeable. And then we had the Brazen edition for the all-women show, which was done by LAM. That's the short form for Laura, Alea, and Mora, who wrote and produced the entire thing. And also we went on to do this for Tom Mboya now. So we're trying to look at the life and times of Tom Mboya as well as his death, but not necessarily the stories that people have heard of, but stories that come from the family members. We had a sit down with the family members, and
I was about to ask about that because it needs a lot of research. It needs to be very genuine and true, and not what is in the books. There needs to be more.
So it's a deep dive into what Tom Mboya wanted to achieve for the country and wanted to achieve for himself as well. So it's not painting him as this hero per se, but just as a human being who lived through Kenyan times when it was transitioning from one government to another.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's quite a lot. Like, starting from where you guys came from. I don't think I knew that hero from Kisii. It is one of those things. You're like, is it Kenyan? Was it here? And this is what happens when people come to you. Then you're like, oh my God, it's a whole 360, the way you look at things and understand and learn new things. But do you think the theater as it is right now, most of the people do what you do, get deep into why we're doing this, get into a story and not just the superficial bit of it, but just, get to really, really know the truth and then give it to the people as knowledge and not just comedy or just fun. Come pass your weekend away without learning anything, but just laugh it away.
I think it's the theme of the times, because people are really trying to have factual-based stories coming up on stage, and not only on stage, on film as well. And so it's a very beautiful thing to find filmmakers streaming into media houses to get copies of newspapers, streaming into libraries and getting deep into the books and finding out the stories that we thought we lacked, and bringing them out to life. We had Luanda Rockman, and it was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's a challenging thing, and even tales from Eric Wainaina and Sheba Hurst. It's amazing. Tinga Tinga Tales was it blew our minds. So it's not only about the factual stories, it's
Yes.
also about how you present these stories on stage. And so we're challenging each other each and every time someone puts up a show. Yeah.
Well, Lorna Rockman was something else. It was just, it just gave you, it pushes you, even as an actor, to just want to do better, as a producer, to want to put even a bigger show
Precisely.
next time and do your research even more. Wow.
Correct.
It's interesting to note that. But how much time does it take for this kind of stories to be put together, and the rehearsals because when you come to watch the shows, it's just, you just sit there for 2 hours, 2.5 maybe,
Right.
And you leave. But what amount of work, like for particularly this Tomboya series,
Right.
how long have you guys been doing this,
So,
the rehearsals?
I'll answer that by starting by acknowledging the interesting thing that you said about time when you started the show.
Yeah.
Tomboya felt like he didn't have time at all. So he worked his entire body to the maximum just to make things happen for as fast as he could and as soon as he can.
Yeah.
And that's the same feeling that we have for the show, because the research period took quite a while.
Yeah.
We couldn't find enough material, so it's all hidden in different places, and that makes it challenging for us to get it on time. But the research team did a fantastic job in 3 months that they had to delve into it and go straight into the details and even get access to family members. That's quite something.
That's quite something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And us and the producer worked, oh my God, full circle, if I could say that.
Yeah.
She did everything possible to get our directors on board, the catering services, and every cast member on board. About performance and what time it takes, so it really depends on the professionality of the performers. And this time round we have a stellar cast. We have 10 cast members who are beyond this world. They probably have stepped down from film to come and do theater. And it's not to undermine theater, but it's something that, film takes quite a lot of time to do.
Yes.
And theater is demanding, so it needs you there all the time.
But you agree with what I said, that this year things have changed. Like
Precisely.
we've seen the theater industry sort of like come from wherever it was a couple of years ago to blowing up to this amazing state.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. These guys have, it's too early for birds has quite a lot of words.
Yeah.
Every time we write a script, it ends up being 7 hours long, and our producers and our director just, steps their foot down on our necks and says, no, you have to cut it down to 1 hour 30 minutes. That's the concentration time that we
Then
can.
it ends up being 2 hours.
Exactly. And it ends up being 3 hours most of the times. But I absolutely have enough confidence in the entire team. Like, everyone who came in this time round knows exactly what they have to do, and no one is complaining or saying things that, oh, this is too wordy, this is too long. No, this is information that needs to be there, and it's factual information, so you can't cut it down further than what it has been cut down to.
And to see people who have been in the film industry come on to theater is a huge deal, because I've had arguments of, I will be rehearsing there for 3 months, 4 months, and then it's just 2 shows and 3 shows, and then again, and then it's done. So then people, it takes a lot of passion and love for the craft for you to be able to be there for 3, 4 months, 5 months in for what, 3, 4, 5 shows, and you're done.
Exactly.
And then you feel content that you actually did a good job, and maybe if you get a chance to do more, then you go ahead and do it.
Well, I think it's special because you have the direct access to audience, and you have immediate feedback from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're taking a very short commercial break, and Abu will still be here, and joining us will be the producer Gadoni. So still be here with us. Remember, if you have any questions about Too Early for Birds, send them to 22999 on Facebook. It's Switch TV Kenya. IG is Switch TV KE. Don't go too far. This is Full Circle, and I am Wikali. Welcome back to Full Circle. I'm Wikali, and of course the conversation continues about Too Early for Bads, and we were described for the producer that Kambiwa Ali Lifanya research Full Circle, and Iswalia what Too Early for Bads means is all about her, and she answers it perfectly. So Godoni is here. Karibu sana. And you look really good.
Thank you.
Abu here has tried to tell us Too Early for Bads in talk. Do you want to brush? Do you want to brush it up a bit?
I actually would, but it's not that deep. Don't wait for something that's gonna blow you
No,
off.
he gave us expectations. I'm sorry, Gadoni.
It's basically one of the people we took stories from.
Yeah.
Who's a blogger called Owa. His initial blog was called Too Late for Worms.
Yes.
So we basically lifted that, and we had Too Early for Bads.
Okay, great.
That's
You did
it.
a good job, Abu.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I gave it some depth.
Yeah,
I gave it some depth.
He did.
There was meaning.
Alipaka mafuta.
Kabisa. So he also mentioned that the research bit of these stories and what you put on stage takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of work that you do behind the scenes that even as we come as an audience, sometimes we don't appreciate the amount of work that has been done, and we'll just see the fanfare and learn whatever it is. But maybe you can just take us through what you did or what you've been doing to give us authentic and real stories on stage.
All right. So this edition, I would say this edition has been worked on all year long.
Wow.
Yes. And as we speak, research for the next show is already ongoing.
What is it about? Do you want to tell us?
No.
We're selling one
Not
show
yet.
today.
We're selling one show today.
Okay,
But yeah, the research is gruesome. It takes a long time. And the thing about Kenyan history is that a lot of it has been deleted.
Yeah.
So to find it takes a lot of work. It takes a great team. It takes sleepless nights. It takes spending time at the archives, going through all newspapers.
The archives at Tao.
Yes.
How much is it to get in there?
Is it,
Like
is
50
it
bucks?
actually 200 a year membership?
Yeah, with the card.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, now you know.
Yeah, it's just 200 bob.
Okay.
And you can go there, you can look at material, you can look at newspapers from as old as the 1940s. Yeah, but so the problem is it's not digitized.
Yes.
So you have to go
It's a
through
physical
it
thing.
paper by paper by paper. Some of it is torn. So it's really, it's a long process.
It
It's
is a
a
long
tasking process.
And even getting to talk to the family members, how easy is that? I'd imagine this, the higher echelon of our society, and they protect themselves.
Of course.
So what does it take for them to open doors for you, and you're there saying, tunataka kutengeneza mchezo wa kuigiza?
I think the previous shows have been able to speak for us, because the one thing we pride in is facts.
Yes.
We want to tell factual stories. We want to tell our history. We want to bring back the history that was not told in history class. So based on that, and based on the genuineness that we are made of, then it's easy for family members to allow us in. And it's been amazing, even for when the research team gave the writing team the material. The writing team got a chance to speak to Tomboya's granddaughter. They've been able to speak to Tomboya's daughter, and it's been an amazing moment. And you'd think that 50 years later that people would have healed, but the pain is the same. Like, they speak and you can feel their pain. Yeah. So
It's sort of like opening up some wounds.
Some wounds.
And I'm sure they will be there in large numbers to just see what
And
you did with that. So that means you're also being held accountable to this information
Yes.
that I'm giving you and how you're going to use it.
Yes.
Founding father, Too Early for Bads,
Yes.
the founder of Too Early for Bads, and also a cast member.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work that's being done behind the scenes. So guys are researching, the scripts are being written. The casting bit of it also has to mean a lot. You need to vet and think about the different roles that you want people to play and how good or relatable they are to the script and to the people as well. How's the casting process?
Well, so sometimes we have open cast auditions, and it's quite challenging because you get so many people.
Yeah.
And picking the right person becomes tedious.
Yeah.
However, what we've learned to do from the first show is following up on each and every person who is in the acting industry. And so if we have someone who has captured our attention, we follow their process and their progress throughout. It doesn't matter which production they're working for or they're working in. It's usually easier for us to keep up with the times when you're tracking someone and knowing exactly where they're going to fit in your production. So it sometimes has to do with a longer process of auditioning, which is quite kept on the low, and looking at them and saying, yo, you have something that we want for this particular show or this particular segment of the script or this show that's coming up, and so would you be interested? And so it's a longer conversation for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And directing the bits, because I think everybody has something to chip into this production. When you do your research, you expect a good director to come in and do the job the way you envisioned it as the founder and as the producer. What was the process on choosing this particular director for this show? You guys unveiled him in a way.
We're dramatic.
Hey, you
We
guys
like to
are
be
dramatic. My God, I was like, is this a whole script? What's happening here? And you just unveiling the director.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I believe it's the same process, but she can talk more about picking up the director, because if it's Ngati and I, then we are completely biased because we love to stick with the ones we started with.
Yes.
But sometimes there's a lot of projects in between, and the vision becomes blurry in between.
Okay.
And so we have to find someone who has been following up throughout.
Okay.
That is our input as Ngati and Abu, in just saying, listen, we know this is a fan of 12 for Birds, so maybe try him or her out.
Okay.
Yeah. So since we started, we've had the same director over and over, like for every show. And for this edition, the director, we wanted to go with the same director, but she said, you know what, guys, how about we try someone else? And I'm gonna take a back seat. And it was so scary.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't go, please don't go. And she said, no, I have to step back, try someone else. And she recommended people, and I had to sit down with directors for weeks and just listen and like, this is the person.
Yeah.
And in terms of vision, if we are to put it in percentages, if Ngati and I did 60% of vision work for 12 for Birds, then Wanjiku Mwauganga did the entire 40 and plus.
Yeah.
Because she's the one who put it on stage, from the script to the stage.
Yes.
And it's really hard to follow up in those footsteps.
Yeah.
Great. So do you want to unveil to the people who haven't seen the video yet who the director of this particular show is? And even name drop the cast members.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful cast lineup. It's the director is Mugambi Figa. If you've been watching film, if you've watched Lusala, then you know Mugambi is
And
a big
improv
deal.
comedy.
Yeah, and improv comedy.
Yes.
Oh God, he is hilarious.
He's funny.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what he does with this edition.
Like when you look back at the very first movies we started celebrating as Kenyans, like Nairobi Half-Life,
Yes.
he was part of
Yes.
it. Like he's quite literally walked the journey,
Yeah.
the Kenya film theatre journey.
Yes.
Oh, he doesn't like when we say this about him, but he appeared in Law Abiding Citizen
Yes.
with Gerard Butler and Jamie
Yes.
Foxx.
My
Yes.
God, with
Yes.
So
But he
that's,
likes to keep it under wraps because
Why?
he
that's
likes
how
to
we
brag.
begin our name dropping.
Yes.
can you make a placard for him? Then he can walk around in town like this. Okay, moving on to the cast members.
Yeah, so we have Abu and Ngatia, who are usually like the SI unit of cast.
Yes.
But this time around, we also have a lot of new cast members. We have Junior Nyong'o, we have Doana, we have Shiviski, we have Masimbithe. We have, and most of them are actually very new faces. They're more seen on screen than on stage.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's pretty. I could say it's pretty star-studded this time round.
Yeah.
And
We
I
have
can't wait to
Chani
see. Yeah, there's
and
Chani, there's
Anubhav.
Anubhav. We've made sure to be as inclusive as possible as well. Yes.
All right. Let me look at Facebook here. Eman James says, I guess they're not. What are you saying? Let me just go back. Just go back. What do you know about theatre shows? On set today, we have Abu, a cast member and co-founder of 2 for Birds, discussing more on theatrical stories. Share your questions and feedback. So I don't know what Eman is answering to, but Abu is a short name for Abu Bakar, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And say, but today I've learned a
government is
lot
after
from
me.
Abu. I really love watching Full Circle every single morning. This is what gets me out of bed, learning more about theatre shows. And Caroline Omboy is saying, today you're killing out. Okay, fine. That is. Thank you. My outfit is.
It's amazing.
Oh
It's
my
beautiful.
God.
The kimono is beautiful.
Loving the discussion in theatre today. Let me ask a question as we continue this conversation. This is the 5th edition, right, of Too Early for Birds. How's the reception? First of all, I'll tell you what I know about Too Early for Birds. You guys are sold out before we know about the dates. So I have an idea about that, but maybe you can take us through the journey from when you began and how the reception has changed over the years, or probably it started on a high. I don't know. You tell us. Somebody.
Would you like?
Go.
Okay. So. Well, it started with, actually, you know what, the most interesting thing is, Gadhoni planted that seed into us, with Mtungati and I, because it started with a TV show. We created a TV show before we went on stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was detailing the history of Nairobi.
Okay.
And so, shopping it around was quite difficult, but we decided, you know what, we have stage and we have access, so let's go ahead with it. And a lot of the times that we were giving out information about the show, people thought it was a spoken word thing, and so we were, which is not a bad thing, because we come from the spoken word background.
Yeah.
And so people thought it was just another spoken word open mic show, and we kept telling people, no, it's a storytelling show, and we didn't call it theater because the script was quite not theatrical. It wasn't written in the traditional theater mood. But up until people saw what we did on stage, that's when they started understanding, like, oh, okay, so it's stories, reenactments, and characterization at the same time. So these 3 things coming together to break the fourth wall for the audience.
Yeah.
And so the reception has been quite fantastic. We sold out our first show. That was 17th May 2017.
Yeah.
We didn't even market it fully, and we sold out. And the reception after that has been quite
I told you
heavy. It's a heavy load of pressure.
I might just ask for my tickets now. I'll be like,
You better get it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, because I know.
If we stay quiet for about 2 weeks after a show, we get requests to do another show.
Yeah,
Wow.
like when's the next show?
Yeah.
This has been the hardest year because every day in your mentions on Twitter, because our marketing strategy is based online, mostly online. It's mostly online because that's our biggest audience. Those are the people who come to our show and they can resonate and they can understand the pop culture jokes we're going to make. And so every damn day when you're on Twitter, it's like, when's the next show?
When's the next show?
When's the next show?
Immediately after the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we come to the end, maybe dates again, venue, timings, and the rates.
All right. 5th and 6th of October, we have 5 shows on Saturday, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. First of all, Saturday early bird shows, early bird tickets are already sold out. So you
Told you guys, I told you.
You are in line.
Chukua tikiti.
And
Guys.
Sunday early bird tickets are running out pretty fast. So make sure you get your tickets on mook.com. We have a Sunday show. We have 3 Sunday shows at 11, at 3, and at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Yes.
11 a.m., 3 p.m.,
3 p.m. and 8 p.m.
How much are the tickets going for?
1,500. Advance is 1,000. That's early bird is 1,000. Advance is 1,500. 2,000 at the door.
Hakuna
If
too
come out
early.
at the door.
Kuna ya too early.
That's the early bird.
That's the early bird. That's the early bird. That's 1,000. And Saturday is already sold out for the
Alright.
early bird.
Okay.
So you can get the 1,500 tickets, or you pay at the door 2,000.
That's
if
at
you
Kenya
will
National
get them.
Theatre?
Yes. No.
Where?
The Social Center.
Alright.
Yes.
Visa Oshol Center, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
All
having
the
us.
best on your show.
Thank you.
And keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing. And
Thank
the amount
you.
of work. Msichoke.
Hatutachoka.
We need to learn from you guys.
Thank you.
This has been Too Early for Birds, Gadhoni and Abu. Asanteni sana. We're taking a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Full Circle, and I am Wikali. Yeah, nice? How are you guys doing? Muko salama? Hata mimi niko sawa kabisa, nilikuwa naacha mnifungulie curtain raisers. Yeah, you actually agree to that.
Yeah, sure.
How are you doing? Kindly introduce the name of the group and the members of the group.
We are Danspirations Kenya. My name is Joel Mushkina. I have on my right, I have Nadia, I have Jamal, and I have Jeanette.
Great. So all of them are part of Danspiration Kenya.
Yeah, sure.
When did you begin to dance, though? You're very...
I started back in 2017 myself.
2017.
Yeah.
Did you ever get conversations from home because maybe you're not supposed to entertain such kind of music? And how did you handle that kind of conversation with them?
When I started first, it was challenging because of my religion.
Yes.
Because I'm an Acorino. And doing salsa, which is Latin, it was so tricky for me. And but I managed it because people embraced it and they embraced change. And so far,
They're
I
good
thank
with
God
it?
for it. Yeah, sure.
And there are others who you're leading the way. Are there others you're training from your religion
sure.
to do this?
Yeah, sure.
And others who are not as well?
Yeah.
How many, have you said, like, is Danspiration where you train them, ama these are professional dancers peke yake?
As per now, they are professional dancers,
Okay.
but we're still in recruiting more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here, kindly, how long have you been dancing? And you can say your name. I know Mushkina did that for you, but you didn't have a mic then. Now that you do.
It's okay. My name is Nadia.
Yes.
And
Into the microphone, please. Yes.
I'm Nadia, and I started dancing last year, mid last year. Yeah.
What? Even those...
Yeah, you just train yourself, and you train. They helped me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Last year. How are you, sir? Good to see you again. How long have you been doing this? Wow.
14.
14 years.
Yeah.
To the master.
I'm just professional.
Basi fanya tu move moja utuonyeshe wewe ni master hapa. Move tu moja tupatieni mziki.
Fanya
Master.
Lift.
Asina mtu hizi fanya peke yake.
No. Just take a little.
Haiwezi. Asikuna ile cha 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 cha.
Afanya kitu kali hapa.
Fanya kitu kama.
Aya. Mimi nitakuwa student. Nifunzwe na master tu, si ndio? Haya, sawa. Give him the mic to finish. Introduce your name. We called you master.
My name is Jamal. Yes.
Okay, good. 14 years. So you're part of the mentorship group of Danspiration Kenya. Great. Nimesha hema kidogo your dance. What's your name, darling, and how long have you been doing this?
My name is Janet. I've been doing it from around 2012, but it was an on and off thing. Then in 2017, I joined Mushkina, and he helped me improve
Great.
dancing. Yes.
Mushkina, this is not a hobby for you, and I know that you have done this to change lives of people, that you've done this, you've danced for certain causes before. Maybe you can tell us about that and what impact that had on the society.
First of all, I'm doing it, or the main impact or the main aim was dancing for charity.
Yes.
Helping the needy people in our society. So that's the first thing that maybe made an impact to us, and we thought coming together and helping those people who are needy will change their lives. Also in our society, in the Acorino fraternity, I thought also it's a big challenge to us, so that we can't have the people looking at us like just normal people. At least we have...
But we have something more, because I know you're also a designer and you look really good.
Thank
you
you.
don't dress like a typical Kariuki guy. So you've gone out of the way to make clothes that look good on you and are still decent.
Yeah, sure.
That's really nice. I want to see you guys dance again. Is that okay?
It's all right.
Give me my microphone. So is this going to be like a different move now?
Yeah, we have some ladies coming over.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sawa sawa. Can you have the ladies coming over?
Si cada noche me muero de recordar tu gran amor.
Tomando el autobús, en un diciembre a mi vida llegas tú, la niña que tantas veces yo había soñado y como un loco cada noche deseado. Fui, me acerqué y sin pensarlo fijamente te miré. No tuviste que decir ni una palabra, tus ojos delataron cuánto te gustaba. Nos mirábamos deseándonos, locos por mordernos lentamente. Y desde ese momento hasta el día de hoy es algo espiritual con solo verte. ¿Por qué tan solita? Si tú eres todo lo que mi alma necesita. Dame tu amor para besarte en tu boquita. Dime que si veré de nuevo esa sonrisa. Nunca estarás solita, aunque se hunda la tierra mi princesita. Aunque en la Antártica ya pronto se derrita, yo no me muevo de tu lado, señorita. ¿Por qué tan solita? Nunca estarás solita. Tú me rechaces, ahí estaré, recordándote las cosas que vivimos, las locuras que los dos hicimos. Jamás vas a entender cómo mi amor por ti no deja de crecer. Te juro no me canso de mirarte, besarte y por la noche dominarte. Y nos mirábamos deseándonos, locos por mordernos lentamente. Y desde ese momento hasta el día de hoy es algo espiritual con solo verte. ¿Por qué tan solita? Si tú eres todo lo que mi alma necesita. Dame tu amor para besarte en tu boquita. Dime que si veré de nuevo esa sonrisa. Nunca estarás solita, aunque se hunda la tierra mi princesita. Aunque en la Antártica ya pronto se derrita, yo no me muevo de tu lado, señorita. No. Royce. ¿Por qué tan solita? Si tú eres todo lo que mi alma necesita. Dame tu amor para besarte en tu boquita. Dime que si veré de nuevo esa sonrisa. Nunca estarás solita, aunque se hunda la tierra mi princesita. Aunque en la Antártica ya pronto se derrita, yo no me muevo de tu lado, señorita. Nunca estarás solita.
Hey! Now that one I would not trust anyone to do. Otherwise, tutaenda chini sote. Can you hold this for me? So, Eman James here is asking, is this the career that you chose or is it for fun? That is Eman James on Facebook.
It's for right now, it's a career because I don't do other things. I do fashion, salsa, and skating.
Fashion, salsa, and skating.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
And for you, darling, as you introduce yourself.
My name is Rita, and for salsa, it's both career and fun because I enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jamal?
Yes.
Is it fun or is it a career for you?
Career for me.
14 years in, it definitely is a career.
Yeah.
Sugar, what's your name?
My name is Kelly. Yes. Well, it's a bit of everything.
For you?
Yes.
Sawa sawa. Ay, niulize, nimeona hii imechange. The movements are not, we're not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a bit slow. Is it the type of music or is it the type of dance that changes now? And what is the name of that particular dance that we had before? And what's the name for this one?
The first one that we did, that was called salsa.
That's salsa, basic salsa.
Yeah, it's a bit fast song. The second one that we did was called bachata.
Bachata.
Yeah.
So that's
and also
slower.
having a different gene of song.
Oh, yeah?
And also slower.
There's a song that when you listen to that song, you know that's bachata.
Yeah, because of the beat and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
So then, do you guys speak that language?
Yeah, it's Spanish.
You do?
Yeah, we do.
No way.
Actually, when we were doing salsa, he was calling it in Spanish. He can speak a little bit, and when you hear the commands.
Okay, cool. Patia microphone. Tupatie. Hey, lakini master. Signorita. Weni signore? No?
Signorita.
Mimi signorita.
Signorita.
Hey, sis, me. Si.
Yeah.
Si.
Signorita.
Okay. Maybe you can give us a few words. Maybe you can say something or tell them to do something in. Will they hear? Will you hear?
Yeah, but he will also be doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So both of us, you know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Rueda the casino.
Rueda casino. Oh, Rueda.
Rueda. I don't know.
Casino.
Do I exit? Is that goodbye?
No. It's Rueda casino is the certain dance in Latin that is in salsa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hi,
but
continue. I'll be here. Continue
So
talking.
that's from basic.
Sasa siongee hiyo kilugha.
Okay, so
basic mambo.
Basic mambo. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Dame is next. 1. Oh. Enchufla. So enchufla.
Yeah, enchufla.
Enchufla doble.
Doble is called 2.
Okay.
Doble is 2.
Adios.
Adios.
Oh,
Bye.
kwaheri.
Yeah.
I know that one.
I know the lady.
Oh, you're telling the lady adios.
Yeah, sure. So
Beautiful. Okay, cool. Thank you. Where? Now, there's a bit of dance, especially like kizomba, which is very intimate.
Yeah.
Does that bring conflict with your religion when you dance kizomba? Do you actually dance kizomba? Ama, you say, that's where I draw the line.
Actually, to me, it has been very hard for me because people who don't know what kizomba or what Latin dance is have in mind like, huyu ni mkorino tu bado.
Tulize ama tusiulize.
Yeah, is he still a Christian and he's doing kizomba? So I find it hard for me, but I just let people speak because people will always speak.
Yeah.
And I do things which are right. And if they are good to me and good to my God, wacha waonge.
Kisonga. But how has it been working with him when you first encountered Joel? When you first encountered Joel and you're like, huh? Or how did you know about Mushkina and what he does? Yes.
Hata wameshangaa na dance salsa. Mkorino na dance salsa.
What about you ladies?
I was a bit surprised because for Akorino they don't do social dances or like couple dances. Okay, it's hard to see them in public doing a little bit of salsa or something.
Yeah.
But I was surprised, but we got to be friends because I was like, hey, what are you doing in salsa?
I know.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing you're doing even for your community to see that you don't have to be enclosed in just what you know. You can explore more as long as you're true to God and what you do.
Exactly.
Then that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, sure.
Irene Kendi says, I love the second dance more than the basic dance. Ataka a bit more. How can she join you?
She can find us at Clarion Hotel on Thursdays at 4 p.m. We're always there.
Every?
Thursday.
Every Thursday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Do I have to pay to join?
Yeah, sure.
How much do I pay?
We pay 1,500 per class.
Per class?
Yeah.
Whoa, I will come.
Sure, thank you. Welcome.
Everything?
Yeah,
For how
everything.
long am I there for?
1 hour, 2 hours, depending on how you get things.
Okay. Oh goodness. It's like on how I get things, but ile kidogo nimefanya hapa sikai ni kama naweza kuwa mbaya sana. Niko sawa. Naweza anzia the second hii yenye iko na mastingo mingi.
You still have a long way to go.
I have.
Yeah, sure. You have the basic to move on.
Nimeshika haraka.
You're a fast learner actually.
Sindio?
You're a fast learner. Hata tunafaa tuwekewe ngoma to dance.
Adios, tunawekewa tu saa hizi. Adios.
Adios.
Remember, adios ni kwaheri. So I want to say goodbye and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for choosing us and thank you for accommodating me as a stand-in for Joyce. And next week we get to do this all over again. Have an amazing, blessed week and see you on Monday. I love you all. Kwaheri. Now we dance.
Soy aquel, el mismo de ayer, el que escribía sus canciones en el tren. Soy aquel, el que nunca se fue, el que pintaba tu carita en un papel. Ni la fama, ni el dinero han podido. Sigo siendo ese que da la vida por estar contigo. Soy aquel, el mismo de ayer, el que escribía sus canciones en el tren. Soy aquel, el que nunca se fue, el que pintaba tu carita en un papel. Ni la fama, ni el dinero han podido. Sigo siendo ese que da la vida por estar contigo. Por estar contigo.
I was standing by a gate, made a prayer. I took a look inside, I saw friends and family. Then I heard somebody say it's not your time. So many questions were going through my mind. I asked someone, what's it like inside? They said, it's too beautiful for words to describe. Much more than you ever hope to find. They told me, oh,